Budget night vision is a sort of contradiction in terms. While yes, there are cheaper options in terms of night vision devices and night vision related accessories, even the cheaper analog and digital options are measured in thousands of dollars. Digital is overpriced for performance, and when it comes to true helmet mounted equipment, analog is still the only game in town.
How do we find the mag?
The cost alone puts both of them out of reach of most average Joes that are still trying to fill out a rifle, LBE, and keep an acceptable ammo stockpile. I find myself in that camp as well. Now, to be clear, I shoot myself in the foot by spending so much money on reviewing lower tier equipment and trying to pump out at least one video a week. Had I actually used my economics degree and wasn't making silly videos all the time, night vision would be pretty easy to acquire. But life ain't easy when you're this dumb. Now that brings us to the sponsor of this series of videos. Number one is going to be Noise Fighters. I happened to run into Neil at SHOT Show, and he eventually hooked me up with a pair of PVS 14s, a pano bridge, and one of their J-arms, so huge thanks to them. In a moment of serendipity, another company reached out at basically the exact same time, Optics Force, and they sent me out this AGM Gen 2 Plus unit, which is quote-unquote a budget option starting at around $2,500 for a usable night vision device, if a little quirky. Big thanks to both of them, and go ahead and check them out down below. Now I chose to forego the pano bridge, the dual setup, and run 10 grand worth of night vision equipment in the worst way possible. A single tube hanging off of the Skullcrusher. This is on purpose as I slowly want to work my way up to a more usable setup, start at the bottom, and explore all the budget options on the way. But other than that, these come with a lot of night vision devices. I picked up a used one on eBay for 25 bucks, and my AGM came with a new one. And actually, there is quite a bit of variation between the two. The eBay one seems to fit me better. It only came with one set of pads that attach via Velcro at the front and back, whereas the new one came with 3 different sizes, so technically you can try and make it more comfortable. Now the frame itself is mostly plastic with this nylon mesh that goes over your head and hooks onto your chin to try and maintain some level of stability. You have 5 different tabs to tighten to minimize your discomfort. Up front you have a rhino mount for your J-arm that can swing from side to side to mount your PVS 14 however you like. I am super right-eye dominant, so I didn't waste any time trying anything else. Now there is also a lot of variation in the mounts as well. The eBay one that I got has a tighter fit and feels more secure, whereas the one that came with the AGM flops around more than I would like. Now you do have some adjustment forward and back, and of course the swing arm can adjust it a little bit, but it's not enough adjustment to be great, at least for me. One little thing that I did that actually helped quite a bit was to take one of my wife's hair ties, don't tell her about that, and use it as a bungee to align the night vision device a little better, and it also helped with some of the wobble when moving around. Now herein lies the problem with the whole thing. PVS 14s aren't particularly light, especially when they're hanging off in front of your head. So to keep it tight and to stop it from wobbling around, you need to, well, crush your skull using the supplied torture device. The more it hurts, the better it works. And the longer you use it, the more you regret your life. It is a weird thing to hang $2,000 to $3,000 off of a $30 piece of plastic and to be miserable the entire time. Does technically work, and again, if you buy a device from a reputable retailer, it will probably come with a Skullcrusher and mount, and that does allow you to use it right out of the box. And I think that's literally the only thing that it's good for.
That target that's further away is really hard to see with passive aiming, and I don't have a laser, so we make do. That was cool.
If you can buy the night vision device, you can also buy a $50 Amazon special helmet and a fake mount. And that's what I did, and geez, what a difference a couple of bucks makes in terms of your comfort and usability. So for the last month or so, I have been using Skullcrushers and singles exclusively, but I did it for you, so you don't have to. But you were probably smart enough to figure that out anyways. You know, the name Skullcrusher kind of implies something. But with all of that out of the way, I do want to thank you guys so much for watching. There will, of course, be more of this coming up in the future. Go ahead and check out Noise Fighters and Optics Force down below. Big thanks to those guys for sending me all of this cool stuff. But once again, with all of that out of the way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.
There it is. I couldn't see it.